Back here at Valparaiso High School with our final guest. It is the head coach of the Valparaiso football program, Coach Bill Marshall. Coach, it's been a while. It's been a busy summer for you guys as always, and a busy day for you guys as well. We'll talk about today, but how's summer been, and what did kind of the duties and the schedules and all the summers look for you guys?
Yeah, no, summer's been great. I think with this year, as I'm sure our captains alluded to, we got a lot of new faces in new positions, so it was getting them to cut their teeth real early. The IHSAA gives us those 5 competition days, so being able to get a lot of teams in. I mean, we had teams all the way from southern Indiana and then all the way from eastern Indiana, where we had 11 teams over the course of 5 days. And a lot of those rolled into really what our community support is. And so we had a collection for 2 different entities here in Valparaiso to raise some money and also raise some goods more specifically. And we also paired up with Hobart to go ahead and do that, as well as Griffith. And then our last one was for Andrean. So
awesome.
Really to get the region to come together and help support some people in need in our community.
It's awesome stuff. Nothing better. To go about 2024, it was a year with success. Once again, sectional champions. That regional round, though, running into Maryville, always a fun game. It's a talented team, and you guys fell short in that game. What was the assessment of last year's squad against some new faces all across the board? But again, still a successful season, another trophy in the trophy case. But what could you take?
Yeah, the first take for me was we had a lot of seniors back. We had a lot of kids that started for us as sophomores on that state championship team in 2022. And we came out swinging against Penn. Fell short really on a last play and a 2-point conversion if we had that opportunity, because we were going to go for 2. I mean, tell you that right now after the fact, right? And then we came back and we had a little bit of a hangover against Andrean, who's coached by, obviously, Coach Skinner, and they do an amazing job. Had us down at half and had to battle back and win it in the end. And then, as you mentioned, we go through the gauntlet of the DAC, and we have a lot of success, or have had a lot of success early on. And then you run into the Crown Points and the Maryvilles right after that. And so that's where we took, again, second year in a row, a 2-week skid to then have to go ahead and get ourselves back in, get it back adjusted. And like you mentioned, ending with a loss at Maryville 2 years in a row. So that's really been our mentality, is finishing, knowing that Crown Point, Maryville are restocked and reloaded, and that's not taken away from any other DAC schools because they're doing the same. We have been, for a while, very fortunate, the team to beat, and that tide has shifted a little bit. And now we're the chaser and not being chased, so we're kind of happy with where we're at. And we had a great summer to go ahead and prepare for what's going to be another good season for us.
What challenges does that impose as a coach? Because, again, you mentioned there's been a lot of success at this program under your watch. To go from the cat to the mouse, you kind of have to keep the guys grounded a little bit. Not that, I mean, you could speak on this, but do things change? Does your coaching perspective change to what you tell the guys? Because mentally, obviously that kind of has to shift, that, hey, you don't have the target on your back anymore. You got to go get that target.
Yeah, I mean, this being my 21st year coaching, both at the college level and now here, I think complacency is the hardest thing to coach out of your kids versus tenacity, physicality. Those are things that are just natural to the sport, but having success and then having to replicate that success, sometimes people get back on their laurels a little bit and there's a complacency that sets in. And again, not across the whole team, maybe some position groups, some sophomore, seniors, juniors who had started for many, many years, coming off of a state championship. So, I mean, to be able to make it to regionals, that's a big tip of the hat to our kids. But I think we had more in the tank and things that we could have done. But again, that's all stuff in the rear view, and we're looking through the windshield right now.
That's right. I want an assessment of kind of your 2 units, a little bit more about 2024, maybe how they shape up for 2025. The identity, from what I've kind of experienced and understood with the Valparaiso offenses in previous years, you guys control the clock, smash mouth football. But what we saw from Kellen Hosick in his first full season under center is he could run the football as well, from what we've seen from Valparaiso quarterbacks, but he does a great job of throwing the football as well. What was that kind of like? Not saying you guys weren't able to complete the forward pass in previous renditions, but it seems like Hosick's play opened up another level of the Valparaiso offense, and again, bringing him back for 2025, I bet that sure helps.
No, it absolutely did, and he's put in, as well as our quarterback room, put in a lot of great work. Being able to throw the ball, as you mentioned, getting away from the smash mouth, control the clock. Make no mistake, that's still our mentality, but now having somebody back there that we can put it in his hands in year 2 and capitalize on things that he already learned last year in really his grooming year and learning our offense. And, as it unfolded today, there are things that we were able to do with him, even against our own defense, who knows us, that he was still able to capitalize on. Versus some of our younger guys that are still kind of learning the system.
Interesting. Now, the defense was a unit last year that a bunch of new faces, as always, kind of some turnover. And there were some games that some points got scored on the board. So what can we see maybe next year from the squad? A couple guys coming back that we've talked to already.
Sure.
But what is the assessment of that unit now heading into 2025?
I'll tell you what, we are athletic in the back. We are probably our most senior laden, as well as in terms of overall experience at the linebacking core, and we have some fast and mobile defensive linemen. We have some length. We got some 6'3", 6'4" kids with some good length, and we have some fast tackles that have always been kind of a success point for us, just because of how quick that they can move and their ability to get off blocks.
All right, so these next few weeks, Coach, to finish out here, you're at Mishawaka, then of course we take on Penn. And then obviously, before you know it, the DAC gauntlet, hits us. What do you want to see maybe snowballing over these next few weeks? Obviously, one more week of kind of scrimmages, organized scrimmages now, and then the season starts. But what is, the expectation that come out of 2025 here?
I think the big thing for us, as I already talked to the team after our scrimmage today, was it's responsibility football against Mishawaka. And that's both offensively and defensively, probably a little bit more so defense because of what Coach Kinder and his offense put out there on the field. So responsibility, doing our job. As I wrote on the board today, don't come out and play with fear of making a mistake. Go ahead and make sure that you capitalize on the opponent's mistakes. Make sure that you go ahead and play your responsibility the way it's coached up and the way you have been taught. And then number 4 was have fun. Just have some fun. We do have the opener here against Penn. It's senior night, so getting a chance to celebrate those seniors, as always, is a great time. Celebrate the commitment that they've had, many of them since the time they entered our Pop Warner system. A real shout out to Valpo Pop Warner.
Yep.
And again, just being able to go ahead and stay on the course. I know I get laughed at all the time because my coaches are like, you always say trust the process, but that's what it boils down to. And we're excited about a new opportunity this year. Again, like I mentioned, everything's in the rear view. It's great, but we're looking forward to another great season.
Let's do it. Football just right around the corner for Coach Bill Marshall and all the players before us. That's it from us from Valparaiso High School. I'm Mike Dewan with the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.